Welcome to the 2017 commencement ceremony at the University of Wisconsin, Rock County. My name is Charles Clark. I am the Regional Executive Officer and Dean for UW Colleges Southwest, which includes UW Rock County. I want to start off by thanking Professor Jeff Suarez and Brassa Nova for their music tonight. Thank you, Jeff. Would the degree candidates stand and face the audience, please? Stand and face the audience, please. Students, I ask you to stand and face the audience so you could take a look another time at all the people who have supported you in your journey that has led you here tonight. Parents, spouses, children, grandparents, aunts, uncles, all have made it possible for you to come here tonight. And so students, I'd like you to applaud your family, please. Okay, you can turn around and sit down. Thank you. That is a sincere thank you, though, to the families that are here tonight. You really are the support network for these students. You make it possible for them to be here, And without you, I know that many of them would not be here tonight and be as successful as they are. Just as important, sometimes on a day-to-day basis here on campus, even more important than family members, are the faculty and staff of this campus. And I thank them for all who have played a role in mentoring, educating, and developing our students' potential. They are extremely important in what we do, and we very honestly talk about the fact that our faculty know our students by name. Our staff know our students by name. They know their histories, they know their background, they know the struggles that they have gone through to come here and to succeed. And it's our faculty and staff that are really critical to the success of the students who are here tonight. And so I give them a heartfelt thank you. We often talk about how affordable UW-Rock County is, and it truly is a very affordable institution. We are the most affordable institution. The UW College is the most affordable institution within the UW system. However, there are many students that even in light of that affordability would struggle financially if it were not for the UW-Rock County Foundation. The support that the UW-Rock County Foundation provides our students gives many of our students that added financial edge that they need in order to continue toward this point tonight. And so I thank the UW-Rock County Foundation for all the support that they give day in and day out for our students. Most of you probably know that the UW colleges have a unique relationship with the counties in which they're located. UW-Rock County, this building that we're in here tonight, the campus that we're on, is literally owned by the county. And Rock County government provides us with extremely important financial support every year to make sure that our buildings are in good shape, that they are safe, that they are providing a good educational environment for our students. Without this partnership between the institution and the county, we literally could not exist in Rock County in Janesville, and so I thank the county board for that. Finally, I want to thank UW College's Provost Greg Lampe, who is here to address the students tonight, and I will be introducing him in a few minutes. But of course, we're here for the students. This is the reason we've all come together, and I want to say congratulations to those students who are graduating tonight. You have benefited from the best higher education that Wisconsin has to offer. And I didn't say the best public higher education. I said the best higher education that Wisconsin has to offer. Public or private, the UW is the best we have. I know that I speak for all of my colleagues when I say it is that our hope that you will take what you have learned and experienced at UW-Rock County and continue to make a positive difference in your communities, at your places of work, at the next college or university you attend if you continue on in another degree program. I encourage you to strive to continue your academic success. Never stop learning, either through formal education or through self-instruction. However you learn, think about how you have had to push yourself to get here tonight. Think about how many times, especially in your first semester perhaps, you thought, what am I doing here? Why am I here at college? Can I do this? And you did it. You pushed yourself, you went beyond where you thought you could go, and now you're here tonight. And I encourage you to keep pushing yourself. Think Spinal Tap. Turn it to 11, all right? If you think you gotta do 10, do 11. That's what it takes. That's what it took to get you here, and that's what it will take to get you through the next stage of your life and your career. Every year, the UW-Rock County acknowledges an outstanding alumnus, and this year is no different. This year, we are very pleased to acknowledge Mr. Carl Dommerhausen. Carl Dommerhausen is an alumnus from our first year, 1966-67, and so his award tonight helps us celebrate 50 years of UW education in Rock County. A veteran of the U.S. Air Force, Carl has operated 27 West appraisals and estate services since 1985. Mr. Dommerhausen is dedicated to the education and community involvement. He can be found active and engaged in both big and small and local and national efforts for the greater good. Those efforts include, but are not limited to, an at-large representation on the Janesville School District Board, the Rock County Board of Supervisors, District 29, the Diversity Action Team Board of Directors. He's a member of the Association of Wisconsin Symphony Orchestra Board of Directors, and he is a member of the Board of Directors of the Hope Institute of Uganda. We are thrilled that on this, our 50th anniversary of UW-Rock County, that a member of our first class of students has been chosen as an alumnus of the year. Please welcome Carl Dommerhausen.
I don't necessarily have a lot of wisdom or anything to offer, but I'd like to thank everyone for honoring me in this way. That's probably the first time I ever have been honored, and I appreciate it very much. I enjoyed this school. Thank you. I wrote no speech. What I have to say, I'll say from the bottom of my heart. It's good to get involved. It's good to learn. There are many ways to learn. The most important really starts with formal, but then there's the learning of life. And you will experience it, which you already have, as you go along. So the one thing is, despite the things that go bad, take and remember what went bad and why it went bad, and then stand up and move on. I've seen the hard knocks of life. I've seen the goodness of life. I've seen a lot of wonderful, wonderful events and people. Most people are very good. We can bring that good out in them, and we have to work at it. I do spend a lot of time around education, not only the Janesville School Board, which, by the way, I missed my first board meeting in 7 years there tonight for this. I am on the Rock County Board of Supervisors. A few years ago, I stood at the state level of the Wisconsin Association of School Boards as the board of directors, and I was elected to the Region 13 for Southeastern Wisconsin chairperson. The other thing I stand today with is the Rock University High School, which is a charter school of our school district, the Janesville School District. It offers a lot with international, outstanding students, spends time here in the school, plus Black Hawk Technical College. There are so many things I'm proud of the people I've been around, and the wisdom they've departed to me. I have sometimes a time of hard saying things in a short manner without a lot of words. But the one thing I will say, keep getting an education, even if it isn't formal, and keep helping others that don't have opportunities that you may have, or you understand better because you've had harder times. So there's no easy road to this, but it's a good road. It's a good life. So all I can give is my blessings to every one of you and wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. I'd like to now introduce Professor Tricia Clayson, who will provide the introduction for our student speaker. Tricia.
Number 10, claustrophobia. Number 7, fear of flying. Number 3, arachnophobia. And number 1, obviously, glossophobia, the fear of speaking. So about 3 weeks before the end of the semester, it's kind of surprising that when you get an email that says, audition to be the student speaker at commencement, all you have to do is prepare a speech, come deliver it to a couple of strangers who are going to judge you, and then if you're lucky, you'll get to give it to the whole gymnasium full of more strangers. Yay, can't wait. What's not surprising is that the people who come to do that are pretty impressive. And this year's student speaker, Kathryn Keizer, is no exception to that. She learned all about hard work growing up on a farm in Delavan. She continued to work full-time while a student here at UW-Rock County, still earning high honors each semester. She's already transferred to the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, where she's double majoring in psychology and political science, with an ultimate goal of heading off to law school so that she can practice law, family law, with her mother. So she's going to tell you a little bit more about some life experiences in her speech, but she's a pretty impressive student, hardworking and dedicated, and generally a pretty neat person. Please welcome this year's student speaker, Kathryn Keizer.
First off, I'd like to thank Dr. Clausen for such a warm welcome. Friends, family, faculty and staff, and most importantly, graduating class of 2017. Thanks for coming here today to celebrate with us. It is an honor to be chosen as the 2017 Commencement Student Speaker at UW-Rock County. I would like to take a moment to thank my family for being there for me every step of the way. Mom and Dad, you play a vital role in shaping me into a person of integrity. Every day, I see how much you love us through how you encourage and support me. Thank you for seeing your children as your greatest asset and giving us the opportunities to succeed. The value you put on our private school education means more than you will ever know, and your sacrifice is one of the greatest gifts you could have ever given me. Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in their life as by the obstacles which he has overcome. Booker T. Washington. As we celebrate our accomplishments today and where we are headed, I want to focus on the next 50 years. As most of you know, UW-Rock County is celebrating 50 years of educating students. And I want to focus on what you, the graduating class of 2017, will be doing with the next 50 years of your life. A lot can happen in 50 years, but UW-Rock County has given you the tools to succeed. Today, I will be focusing on 3 things that you need in order to have 50 successful years. The 3 keys to success would be constantly trying to learn new things, accept failure as an option, and make a difference. The first point that I want you all to remember is you should constantly strive to be learning. I remember taking the history of rock and roll at UW-Rock County. My mom laughed at the idea and thought it was a waste of time. At first, I was hesitant to take the class because music was not my strong suit, but it turned out to be the best class ever. I can now sing Chuck Berry songs and other oldies when I hear them on the radio. Professor Suarez took the class to a whole new level and I think I learned more in those 10 days during winterim than any other class period. So graduates, whether you continue your education or this is the last stop before you enter the workforce, I want to encourage you to learn new things. Please don't ever take the opportunity to receive a quality education for granted, because there are many people out there who wish they had the same opportunities as you. My grandma wanted to be a high school graduate, but due to the Great Depression, she was not able to fulfill that dream. My grandma understood the true value behind education and being a lifelong learner, and encouraged her children to attend college. It is out of that same drive for knowledge that I encourage you to never stop learning. You will never know it all, but there is no reason you shouldn't try. Knowledge is power, and I assume you would know that, or else you wouldn't be here graduating right now. So take my grandma's advice and try to keep learning, because she never quit, so neither should you. The second thing you need to achieve success is to accept failure as an option. But no, it doesn't have to be the final result. Nothing in life is guaranteed, not today, not tomorrow, and definitely not graduating college. But the fear of failure should never hold you back from trying to achieve your goals. Life is a wonderful journey, and you should do your best to take full opportunity of this and accept that you'll not get everything you want. But when you do, it makes all the struggle worth it. My sister has a quote in her room that says, "If it were easy, then everybody would do it. But it's the struggle that makes it worth pursuing." This quote really hit me my sophomore year of high school. I tried out for pitching, and after my first doctor's visit due to severe shoulder pain and a skyrocketing ERA, I was told that if I kept pitching, I would severely damage my shoulder. It took a friend reminding me that there are 8 other positions out on the field, and I didn't have to quit just because one of them didn't work out. I took those words to heart and put all my energy into becoming the best softball player I could be, playing 7 of the other 8 positions in my career. I learned that I may have failed at being a pitcher, but I didn't have to fail at being a softball player. My hard work paid off, and I was honored with MVP, all-conference, and captain my senior year. It took a pitching attempt to show me that you don't get everything you want in life, but that doesn't mean you won't find something you are good at along the way. I hope you all find something in your life that you find that challenges you, but you find worth the challenge. If you find it important, then it is worth pursuing, and you shouldn't let failure stop you. The point is that failure is always an option, but with hard work, you can hopefully succeed. The last thing I really want the graduating class to take to heart is that I hope you all can make a difference with your life. When I was 9 years old, I played on a U12 soccer team. I absolutely hated it. The other girls were bigger, better, faster, and stronger. After the first couple weeks of what seemed to be torture, I got a letter in the mail from my coach. This would be one of many. One of the encouraging notes that really struck out to me was the card that had on the cover, "Be the change you wish to see in the world, Mahatma Gandhi." Even at 9 years old, I thought this quote was really weird to send to a 9-year-old, but it definitely caught my attention. Enough that I'm here hoping it leaves the same impact on your life that it left on mine. The biggest takeaway from my speech today is that I hope you find something that you want changed and you do your best to fix it. It only takes one person to start a conversation and make a change. Something as simple as coaching a soccer team and sending postcards can make an impact. Believe me. A professor here at URock that really left an impact would be Dr. Burns. I will never forget the day that he tried giving me back my first exam, and he told me I got an 81. My jaw dropped, and I immediately thought, I need to rethink my major. Dr. Burns quickly realized his mistake and that he got the wrong student. He quickly asked me my name, and I told him. And all of a sudden, he said, "Congratulations! You got the highest score on the exam." I will never forget that day. Just like I won't forget how Dr. Burns encouraged me, supported me, and most of all, loved psychology so much and shared that with his students that it solidified my passion to also pursue psychology. So graduates, I want to encourage you to start a conversation and make a change. So as you leave URock, I want you to remember that we all have something that we want to change. So go ahead and do your best to make that change. Don't be afraid of failure and learn from your mistakes. To wrap this up so we can receive our diplomas, I hope you all take one of these goals and remember it for the next 50 years. You don't have to be a famous person to make a difference in this world. What seems simple can impact a life. I hope you remember that you are never too old to learn new things. Sometimes the best things come out of failure. And if you want to see something in this world change, then it starts with you. Congratulations and best wishes on your future endeavors. Oh, and one last thing. Please remember that you rock at UW-Rock County.
Good evening. Faculty and academic departments may choose to recognize a student for outstanding achievement in their respective disciplines. Each department determines the criteria by which its selection is made. The Excellence in History Award is given by the Department of History in recognition of a student who in a variety of courses and over several semesters has demonstrated consistent excellence in the discipline of history. This year, we are pleased to select Ian Van Zandt for this award. Come on. Dr. Fingerson and I have found in the several courses he has taken with each of us that Ian is always intellectually curious and engaged. He can be counted on for on-target participation that moves class discussion forward. He can be counted on for demonstrating consistent excellence in his analysis of historical documents and shows advanced skill in using them to support conclusions. And as Dr. Fingerson notes, we also appreciate the wit and sense of humor he brings to class. On behalf of the UW-Rock County History Department, I'm very pleased to give the Excellence in History Award to Ian Van Zandt.
We are going to jump ahead here to the first year chemistry award. As I tell my students at the beginning of every year, chemistry is hard, or at least that's how people perceive it. We try to make it as, I don't like to use the word entertaining, let's use less difficult, maybe fun. We try to make the students appreciate the science, but it's a lot of work. General chemistry is a 2-semester, 10 credits total curriculum that many students here will take. The chemistry department recognizes the best students at the end of that second semester with an award, traditionally the first year chemistry award. This year we have also decided that we needed to something a little more chemical to award, to recognize this achievement for outstanding performance in the chemistry curriculum. And this year it goes to Sam Burkhalter.
Good evening, my name is Kim Koska and I'm also a member of the chemistry department. So here at UW-Rock County, it's my honor tonight to present to you to recognize the excellent teaching that happens on our campus. The UW-Rock County Awards for Teaching Excellence are supported by the Sedor family in recognition of Gil Sedor, who was for many years a foundation board member. Gil was a tireless champion of our students and staff, and he played a key role in developing many of the scholarships that we offer through the UW-Rock County Foundation. Each spring, our campus uses this spirit to host a competition for excellence in teaching. We gather nominations from the students, a committee meets, and our finalists are selected. So I am pleased to introduce the first teaching award for a faculty member to Professor John Pruitt. He's a member of the English department, and he was nominated for this award by Allison Roulette, one of his students. Mr. Roulette remarked on Professor Pruitt's commitment and expertise in the fields of literature and teaching, and appreciates his ability to create a casual and assuring environment in the classroom. He promotes participation, discussion, and taking a risk as a scholar. How many of you were in Professor Pruitt's class this past couple of years? So, truth, right? Yeah? Allison was also grateful for the thoughtful preparation that goes into each lesson. She cited his involvement in students' organizations, community literacy projects throughout Rock County, and his own creative work as a writer, which inspired her. He's unable to join us here today, but I hope that he'll be able to feel our congratulations reverberating through space as we all join together in a round of applause. Not done yet. The second award for instructional academic staff is presented to an outstanding instructor who is also an alumnus of UW-Rock County. I present to you the award for Dr. Eric Stoner. As you know, Dr. Stoner is a fellow chemist, and he was nominated by his student, Rachel Molinari, who collected supporting comments from her classmates in general chemistry this semester. These students told about how Dr. Stoner is approachable, fun, and easygoing, which helped a lot to bring down anxiety levels for this course. They also appreciate his passion for chemistry, a passion that has inspired some of them to seek their own career in chemistry. And who could forget the weekly demonstrations that ignited a sense of awe, danger, and admiration. So, Dr. Stoner, congratulations on your award.
Those who know me know that I am barely a man of few words, so I will just say thank you.
Congratulations to all of our award winners. It is now my pleasure to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, UW College's Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Greg Lampe. Dr. Lampe is currently serving as the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs with UW Colleges, having served earlier as the Associate Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Prior to coming to the UW Colleges administration, Dr. Lampe served first with UW La Crosse between 1978 and 1983 in the Department of Speech and Theater before joining the UW Colleges Department of Communication and Theater Arts. He did this in 1973, first serving on the UW Marshfield-Wood County campus, and then later coming to UW-Rock County, earning the rank of full professor in 2004. Born in New Rochelle, New York, Provost Lampe received his bachelor's degree from Slippery Rock University, Pennsylvania, his master's degree from Northern Illinois University, and his doctoral degree from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where his dissertation was a rhetorical biography of the 19th century abolitionist, orator, and reformer Frederick Douglass. During his teaching career, Dr. Lampe received a number of awards, including the Wisconsin Power and Light Underkoffler Excellence in Teaching Award in 1996, and the George and Mavis Style Excellence in Teaching Award in 1999. In 2002, he received the Wisconsin Association of Extension 4-H Youth Development Professionals Training Methods Award for developing the Building Bridges, Reaching People Through Communication curriculum. Dr. Lampe is the author of Frederick Douglass, Freedom's Voice, 1818 to 1845, which Michigan State University Press published in 1998. Later, Michigan State University Press nominated this book and Dr. Lampe for a Pulitzer Prize in Literature. Please welcome Provost Greg Lampe.
Good evening, and congratulations, graduates. I'm very proud of you. I don't know you personally, but it's always a great milestone to reach this point, so congratulations. And I want to start out by just saying thank you for having me here tonight. This means really more than I can say. As Dr. Clark noted, I spent about 13 years on the campus teaching, walking the halls and working with students and faculty, and was very engaged in every activity on the campus. And it's like coming home for me, and this means, again, a great deal. I feel so blessed to have had a UW-Rock County experience surrounded by caring faculty, a devoted staff that never gave up on students, and it's here, really, that I came of age as a professor, as an instructor, and more importantly, as a human being, because it's here that I developed my student-first attitude and my extreme devotion, and I mean that seriously, to student success. And I've carried that feeling all the way through my administrative career, where I've always put students first and the success of our students at the forefront of our institution. So again, I want to thank the campus for having me and express my sincere gratitude for this opportunity to talk with all of you tonight. Of course, this is not about me. This is about our students and celebrating this great accomplishment, this great milestone in their life. And as Dr. Clark noted earlier, we don't come to these moments alone. There are a lot of people that help us along the way. For me, it was my family who was always behind me, even though I was a first-generation, and am a first-generation college student, the first college student in my family to get a master's degree, the first person in my family to get a Ph.D., and my family, even though they didn't understand why I was going on and on in education, they supported me and loved me. And I'm sure I hope you had that kind of experience with friends, family, loved ones. It takes a lot of love, honestly, to get us to this point. And there's a lot ahead for you, and I hope you recognize that. You know, it's part of being a commencement speaker, keynote speaker, is to offer advice to our graduates. Some of these themes Kathryn already caught for you, but having taught public speaking and communication for most of my life, I will say repetition is not a bad thing. And in fact, repetition can reinforce, enhance, and deepen our understanding. So I'm going to apologize in advance for maybe being a little repetitive, but I'm going to do it in my own way, and I hope you find that the advice that I have to offer you is helpful, instructive, and perhaps will provide some way to the future, a pathway to the future for you. My first piece of advice is to strive to always do your best. Throughout my life, my dad and mom impressed on me daily that no matter what, I needed to do my very best, that to be successful in any endeavor, I had to give it my all, and most importantly, anything less than giving it my all was absolutely unacceptable. During my first year of college, that mantra was tested. I participated in too many co-curricular activities in my first semester, and consequently, I didn't devote enough time to my studies. and ended up not doing very well, almost ended up on academic probation my first semester of studying. And when my grades came to our house at the time, they used to mail the grades, my mom called me into the kitchen, to the kitchen table, and I have to tell you that this was the place for serious conversation in my family. So I already knew I was in trouble when I got summoned to the table. And then my mom started out this way. She said, "Gregory Paul," and then I knew I was in deep trouble because my mom never called me Gregory Paul unless I was in extreme trouble. And she just asked me one simple question that evening, and I'll never forget it. And she asked me, Gregory Paul, did you do your very best this past semester? And I sat there in absolute silence, and I looked over into her eyes, and then she just got up and left. And I sat there for a good half hour, just slumped, feeling like I had disappointed, and I did disappoint, one of the most important people in my life. And it was in those moments, as I sat alone, that I made a resolve that forevermore, and I'm serious about this, forevermore I would do my very best. And you know, I really haven't stopped since. No matter what you do, you must do your best. To do any less is cheating yourself of living not up to your potential. Many famous people have written about doing one's best. One of them was one of my all-time favorite first ladies, Eleanor Roosevelt, who is considered among the most active and influential first ladies ever in the history of the United States. She wrote, and I'd like to quote, "I don't know whether I believe in a future life, and I came to feel that it didn't really matter very much because whatever the future held, you'd have to face it when you came to it. Just as whatever life holds, you have to face it in exactly the same way. And the most important thing is to never let down doing your very best because that is what you're able to do. It might be poor because you might not have very much within you to give, but as long as you did the very best that you could do, then that was what you were put here to do. And that was what you were accomplishing being here. And so I have tried to follow that out in my life and not to worry about the future or what was going to happen. You have to accept whatever comes. And the only important thing is that you do your very best and that you meet your life with courage and with the best that you have to give." End of quote. So I challenge you tonight to embrace the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, to meet the future with courage and to do it with the best that you have to give. My second piece of advice is to never give up. In 1987, at the age of 33, I applied to go to graduate school at UW-Madison. I wanted and needed to get a Ph.D. because my future in higher ed absolutely depended on it. After submitting my materials and going through an interview, I was finally accepted into the Communication Arts Department and the Ph.D. program at UW-Madison. At first, I was really excited about that, really jubilant. And then the self-doubt crept in. Could I do this? I'd been out of college for 9 years. I was surrounded by other students who were younger, brighter, and most importantly, they were recruited. I was the only student in my class that was not actively recruited to the Ph.D. program at Madison. At the time, Madison had the #1 rhetoric program in the United States, and they just didn't accept just people walking in off the street. But I felt, again, very blessed and fortunate to be able to get in. Nevertheless, it was daunting. The other thing that was daunting about this is that I was the only student, a returning adult student by definition, who had a family. I had a wife, and have a wife still, 2 young daughters who at the time were only 3 and 1, and we would once again be poor college students. We were having a comfortable life in Marshfield, living in a 2-bedroom home, had established a life, but then we would return to college and become poor college students living in cinder block housing in Madison's family housing units. So we put our house on the market, and we packed up our belongings, rented a U-Haul truck, and moved to Madison and into student housing. I had to balance my teaching here at the UW-Rock County campus with studying and parenting as I took a full load of graduate classes. Some of you may have had that experience as well. I studied on the weekends and late into the night. I carried my books on vacation, and I lugged my 25-pound computer everywhere I went. Yes, they were 25-pound laptops. Now that's much better, but I was lugging that computer everywhere I went. After 3 years, I completed my coursework, and then within 5 years later, I finished my dissertation and received my Ph.D. Over those 8 years, I have to admit, there were times when I was really discouraged, that I wanted to give up, but I kept going forward because I knew in my heart that when I earned my Ph.D., my life in higher education as a professor would be possible. I never gave up. No doubt all of you have faced these kinds of obstacles, bumps, and unexpected twists and turns as you've moved through your college life here at UW-Rock County. You too, to your credit, have not given up, which is why you're here today. In 1947, one of my heroes, Jackie Robinson, pioneered the integration of professional baseball in the United States by becoming the first black player ever to play professional Major League Baseball in a pretty dominantly white league. Here's what he wrote about never giving up. Quote, "Whatever obstacles I found made me fight all the harder, but it would have been impossible for me to fight at all, except that I was sustained by the personal and deep-rooted belief that my fight had a chance. It had a chance because it took place in a free society. Not once was I forced to face and fight an immovable object. Not once was the situation so cast iron rigid that I had no choice at all. Free minds and human hearts were at work all around me. I believe in the human race. I believe in the warm heart. I believe in people's integrity. I believe in the goodness of a free society. And I believe that society can remain good only as long as we are willing to fight for it and to fight whatever imperfections may exist." End of quote. And so I challenge you this evening to heed the words of Jackie Robinson, to fight whatever imperfections you might find, and never give up. My last piece of advice is to make a difference. You heard this from our student speaker tonight, Kathryn, who said it so well. But I want to reinforce that it's really important that you work to make a difference. For as long as I can remember in my life, I wanted to make a difference in the world. In fact, this has been a driving force throughout my entire life on this planet, is to make a difference. And it really came to fruition in college. And maybe you're finding this yourself, that as you move through college, you discover that you can make a difference. In college, when I finally settled on a major, I chose education because I wanted to make a difference in the lives of students. When offered an opportunity to serve as an administrator in the UW colleges, I chose to do so because I wanted to make a difference in determining the direction of the UW colleges. In my personal life, I regularly volunteer to give blood and platelets to the American Red Cross because I know that that can make a difference in the life of a family and a patient who is struggling against cancer or other diseases that take their toll and require platelets and blood. In my community, I volunteer to raise money for sheltering homeless families because I want to make a difference in the life of a homeless family, to give them a second chance. In the 19th century, a former slave named Frederick Douglass proved that one person could make a difference. He championed the cause of freedom and liberty for all people, men and women, regardless of color. Douglass earned his fame as a reformer, a lecturer, a humanitarian, but most of all, as the most powerful or among the most powerful orators we've ever experienced in the history of the United States. He committed his life and his voice to ending slavery and racism in the United States. He spent every day from the age of 18 on, all the way through his long life, and he lived over 90 years, to ending first slavery and then prejudice. He spoke out, using his voice and bringing to the attention of the world the sins of slavery and the inherent evils and inequities of racism. He never gave up. He spoke 2, 3, 4 times a day. In fact, the day that he died, he had spoken that afternoon to a women's suffrage meeting where he was extolling the virtues of the women's right to vote. And that was in 1895, almost 2 decades before women, or 3 decades before women got the right to vote. Douglass proved to many people around him and to the world that one person with a strong voice could make a difference. He committed himself to using the power of oratory to cast a bright light on the institution of slavery and expose those evils that existed around racism and prejudice. On July 5th, 1852, in Rochester, New York, during the peak of slavery in the United States, Douglass delivered one of the greatest speeches in his storied career as an orator. His What to the Slave is the 4th of July. And I want to note that he gave the speech on July 5th in protest of celebrating Independence Day in a country that enslaved thousands and thousands of people and denied women the right to vote and the right to play a part as equal citizens. I'd like to just offer you a brief quote from that speech, just to demonstrate the power of his oratory. Quote, "What to the slave is the 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all others in the year the gross injustice of cruelty and the cruelty to which he is a constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your national greatness swelling vanity. Your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciations of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence. Your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery. Go where you may, search where you might. Roam through all the monarchies and despotisms of the old world, travel through South America, search out every abuse, and when you have found the last, lay your facts by the side of the everyday practices of this nation, and you will say with me that for revolting barbarity and shameless hypocrisy, America reigns without rival." End of quote. With such scorching rhetoric, audiences often tried to shout Douglass off the platform. They threw rocks, they threw bricks, stones, rotten eggs, tomatoes, anything they could get their hands on to silence Douglass's voice. Through it all, he absolutely refused to stop speaking. He would not be silenced. Through it all, he proved that one person could make a difference. At this time in our history, we need you to make a difference more than ever. As you continue on with whatever might be next for you, I'd like to lay out a few challenges. First, I challenge you to meet the future with courage and to do your best. I challenge you to fight whatever imperfections you might encounter and never give up. And finally, I challenge you to find your voice, find your passion, find your purpose, and make a difference. So good luck, UW-Rock County graduates. As you continue your life journey, I wish you all the very, very best, and congratulations.
Thank you, Provost Lampe. You have given us all, and especially our graduates, a lot to think about tonight and as they move forward. Would the first row of associate degree candidates please stand?
Our first associate degree graduate, Kathryn Keizer, is planning to attend UW-Whitewater and major in psychology and political science. Congratulations. Tisa LaFave is going to Madison Area Technical College and majoring in nursing. Congratulations. Holly Graffin is planning to go to UW-Platteville and major in forensic science. Courtney Schindler is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in education. Congratulations. Erin Thompson is going to be entering the workforce in the field of hospitality. Congratulations. Carl Hermanson is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in business. Congratulations. Kiera Gonzalez is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in business. Congratulations. Kaylee Llewellyn is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in elementary education. Congratulations. Tiffany Tracy is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in psychology. Congratulations. Emily Yaden is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in communications. Congratulations. Sorry, did it the exact wrong way. Kathryn Jelenic is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in psychology. Congratulations. Amanda Berry is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in English. Melissa Van Tile is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in social work and psychology. Cynthia Sorensen is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in English. Erin Fish is transferring to UW-Whitewater. Congratulations to you. Samantha Sadi is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in recreational management. Congratulations. Stephen Devine is transferring to UW-Oshkosh, majoring in radio, TV, and film. Congratulations. Oops. Robert Hanna is transferring to UW-Madison, majoring in pharmacy. Congratulations. All right, Cody. Nice to see you. Cody Bauer is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in political science. Congratulations. Yvonne Ramirez is majoring in biology, planning to transfer to UW-Milwaukee. Michaela Keller is transferring to UW-Milwaukee, majoring in nursing. Congratulations. Tiffany Lenz is transferring to St. Anthony College of Nursing with a major of nursing, which is good. Brianna Roser is transferring to UW-Madison, majoring in biology. Melissa Kelly is transferring to Concordia University, majoring in human resource management. All right, Preston. Preston Laws is transferring to UW-Whitewater, majoring in criminology. Congratulations. Destiny Herndon is transferring to UW Whitewater, majoring in criminology. Congratulations to you. Kira, let me switch. Kira Richard is transferring to UW Whitewater, majoring in elementary education. Congratulations. Kaylin Keene is graduating and entering the workforce. Congratulations. Lisa Perez Avendano is transferring to UW-Madison, majoring in biology. Congratulations. Abby Scheitel is graduating and entering the workforce. Congratulations. Denise Dyer is transferring to the UW Oshkosh Sorehead Nursing Program and will be leaving for BTC after graduating here. Thank you. Congratulations. I gotta switch my hand. Zen Johnston is transferring to UW Milwaukee and majoring in cell biology and psychology. Congratulations. Congratulations. Madeline Allen is transferring to UW Milwaukee, majoring in pre-law with a minor in women gender studies. Congratulations. Valerie Lawrence is transferring to Blackhawk Technical College to work on a degree in physical therapy assistance. Congratulations. Jacqueline Jerome is transferring to UW Stevens Point, majoring in biology. Congratulations. Bridget Stuckey is transferring to UW Platteville, majoring in horticulture. Congratulations. Okay. Ariel Stefanchuk is transferring to Blackhawk Technical College and then UW Oshkosh through the Sorehead Nursing Program. Congratulations. Congratulations, Jean Myers is graduating and transferring to the UW College's bachelor's degree program with an emphasis in communication. Congratulations, Jean. Yes. Yes. Ryan Crutchfield is transferring to UW Stevens Point with a major in natural resources. Congratulations. Kara McClintock is transferring to UW Whitewater with a major in information technology. Congratulations, Kara. Destiny Millard is relocating to Texas and looking at transferring in a major in performing arts. Okay. Nice. Congratulations. Taylor Millard is graduating and entering the workforce. Congratulations. Nice to see you. Elijah Aponte is transferring to UW Whitewater, majoring in supply chain management. Congratulations. John Sheehan is transferring to UW Whitewater with a major in supply chain management. Congratulations. Zeta Delau is transferring to UW Whitewater with a major in biology. Congratulations. Oh. Kayla Ariano is transferring to UW Whitewater with a major in business finance and an emphasis in financial planning. Congratulations. All right. Teresa White is transferring to UW Whitewater with a degree in or working on a major in business. Congratulations. Anthony Ashley is transferring to UW-Madison, majoring in international business. Congratulations. Mariana Ramirez is transferring to UW-Whitewater with a major in marketing. Congratulations. Yes. Chris Mendoza is transferring to UW-Milwaukee with a major in forensic anthropology. That's okay. Caitlin Potts is undecided and wants you to know that that's okay. All right, Anna, nice to see you. Anna Swanson is transferring to St. Anthony College of Nursing to earn a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Congratulations. Shane Davey is transferring to UW Parkside, getting a major in education. Congratulations, Steve.
Would all the associate degree candidates please stand? By virtue of the authority delegated to me by the Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin Colleges and UW Extension, Dr. Kathy Sandeen, by the President of the University of Wisconsin System, Dr. Ray Cross, and by the University of Wisconsin Board of Regents, I confer upon you the degree of Associate of Arts and Science with all the rights and privileges therein. Graduates, you may now switch your tassels to the left side of your mortarboard. That's not a political statement, that's just what we do in academia. So. This concludes our program. We ask the audience to remain seated until after our graduates, faculty, and staff have left the gym, and then I invite all to stay and enjoy some refreshments, which will be served in the upper lobby of this building. Thank you.
Cody.